Hey everybody, it's the Combo Wombo podcast. I'm Chipmunk. With me so is the Mr. Gimpy. What's happening, Mike?
What's going on, Chip? I'm doing well, man.
This is
How about yourself?
rattling off the intro, dude.
You did. You just
through it, dude.
Just push through it, dude. Push it real good.
Yeah, dude. It's like a quick, list of all the side effects from a medication. That's how quickly I'm doing.
When you use Bulvera, there's intense nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, vocal range distortion.
Could be anything, dude. That's how quickly I'm getting through the intro.
I don't even know if Bulvera is a real thing. I think it just sounds like a
probably is. It sounds real enough, dude.
Right?
Just make it sound a little Swedish, dude.
Yeah, dude. So how's your week, man? The last week in the life of Chip.
Vaguely scientific. That's what Bulvera's about, dude. No, last week's been great, dude. I've just been chilling. Everyone's kind of racking up for this weekend because we have Monday off at work. And then there's like a couple of like really big meetings that everyone was doing. But aside from that, man, I've just been vibing, reading books. I don't even remember what book I was reading. It wasn't great. But there was a lot of it, so I was like deep reading that, and then just playing Hearthstone. Always more Hearthstone. They completely destroyed the meta right now.
You say that like every 6 months.
They do because they I don't know. They actively have been making the game worse and worse, trying to get rid of everybody. And like, I just keep coming back to it for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah,
what that says about me. Where I'm like, this is fine. Like it's something it's like mindless. Like it's a slot machine, dude. It's like a mindless like slot machine I can play while I'm watching like YouTube videos in the background. I've been trying to catch up on like some news and it's not great. So I think I'm done again. I was like, I look outside. I'm like, let's go. What word is there of the new year child out there? And they're like, it's all horrible. Grandpa, it's on fire, Unc. And I'm like, all right. And I just close the window.
Shut the window, close the blinds. We'll see you in the summer. You're like the groundhog, dude.
Plug the Sega in, dude. I'm in, dude.
Yep.
I'm like, well, it's done, dude. Plug the Sega in. It's over. So I don't know. Nothing's really changed. Every couple of months, I keep on like peeking out there. I showed you a little bit of that design doc I was working on just the other day. It was not too deep. It's pretty simple. I guess, like I was telling you, it's like a fun little tower defense style game I'm thinking about. I ain't doing nothing, dude. I like the thought is kind of reward enough, but
yeah.
I don't know. I did get as far as like I was like, oh wow, let me crack open Unity, and these motherfuckers change things all the time. Like I open up the Unity engine, it's like, hey, you gotta sign in here again. I'm like, again, bro, this is like the hub to launch the engine, dude. It's not even doing anything, and they're like, yeah, we want your information. Let us. We changed the ELO again, dude. You guys,
we need it all. We need that sweet info. Yeah. Whatever that noise is.
Like, you need to be online right now to use this local piece of software. And I'm like, you pieces of shit. So they're putting DRM on free shit, dude. This is ridiculous, dude.
I don't know what to tell you, man.
I didn't open it up. I just looked at it and I don't remember my fucking password, dude. I set that shit up years ago.
Yeah.
Then I closed it and
that's that.
Wrote some more doc. Yeah.
It's all right. So you've decided to do Unity for the next project for yourself there?
Yeah, like I don't know. I thought about Node.js. I thought about JavaScript or Python with like Lua or something, and I'm just like, just use what I know because I can get up really quickly a game demo now. Like I don't know. I've gotten to that level where I'm like, I got like you saw me where I've been keeping like just different journals and like logging all my scripts and stuff on like Afine and like keeping like a personal blog.
Yes.
So it's like anytime I want to like start up a quick project, I'm like, I just have like all these scripts and stuff in a searchable database. So I'm like, I can just like plug and play a bunch of stuff. So that helps. That helps if you just like build up like a repertoire, dude.
Gotcha. I
don't know. What about you, man? You starting anything? You know, any
drama? Yeah. I'm still in the planning phase for my cozy mobile game, but when tinkering, as I said last week, I've been working on behavior for the animals here. And
this is like when you have a group project and like you have like two group mates and you're like, checking in with them on the week to be like, oh, when you guys
What'd you
get
do?
done?
Yeah,
They haven't done shit, dude. You're like, you're like, be like, oh, vaguely I've like set up generally an outline of.
Oh no! I mean,
right.
there's code to print. You know what I mean? Like I did more than just open the program. I actually coded within it, so I'm a step ahead of you there, brother.
Dude, even getting to the program, dude, I was just like, fuck.
But
I was like, that's a lot right now, bro.
But I have behavior tree set up. I have object manager. I have I'm a separate manager for the animals and tracking for devices and stuff to help out with the general gameplay. So I think I have all of that down to where I can recreate it, get going. I have resolution set, and then in doing that, my wife has been playing this cozy game on her phone, and since I'm targeting mobile platforms as well, I was like, okay, I don't play cozy games. Two, I don't play mobile games, right? So I'm like, okay, let me watch her play. So watch her play. And then I realized that when I've been designing everything, I've just been designing it without like a zoom in function, zoom in, zoom out. Yeah. So it clicked that I have to have pinch to zoom, pinch to unzoom, and whatnot. So I've never done that before, ever. So there's simple, GameMaker has built-in function, which is simple, just line of code. But then I thought, oh, my assets have to be scaled to look good on, however much I let you zoom, however much I let you do. Yeah. So that's my this week project. But watching her play it, there's been some things too that I realized that not only do cozy games do, but mobile games as well, where it's the music is almost non-existent. It's there, but it's just more of like background filler.
Yeah, the real supermarket sound.
The real zhuzh is the sound effects when you're doing something, like whether you're hoeing the land, cutting the grass, selling stuff to market. There's like a ching 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 sound, or like just little sound effect, like it's like a ASMR almost, where it like tickles the brain in that section. So I'm just watching her play and the sound's on. And I'm like, okay, I see what's going on, and then I looked into the cozy games that she said that she owns as well, just to get like more of what makes those fun. Because I'm doing this as a challenge to myself, but also making it so I would play it, right? So
you gotta expand your horizons. Do you even know the genre standards that are there right now? Conventions of the genre, dude.
Exactly.
Research, man.
So with
just
this
say
research,
you like playing cozy games, bro. It's not that big of a deal.
Never.
You're like, no. I've just been downloading all these cozy apps on my phone, bro. Like you're trying to pretend like you're better than like just vibing on a cozy app, dude. You're like, oh, it's just research. You're like,
no. So one of the big reasons behind making a cozy game,
planting a garden,
is I want something to where my kids can play as well and share with like others too, without. Like, some of my games are more on the violent skew, or
this is Tamagotchi, but now with pet rocks.
Exactly. Like one of my kids' friends has a friend who doesn't allow any like thing resembling a gun, right? And then one of the games I made, you're shooting stuff, right? It's not even violent. It's just like it's nothing. Yeah, but I'm like, okay.
Hey man, I've heard that as a valid criticism, dude, where they're like, oh, in America they're going after like guns to
right.
And I was like, why don't you start with toy guns, man? I feel like that's easier to get banned. Or I feel like
that's not
if you're really like upset about but they are murder machines, dude. Like I remember growing up, like my mom was like, oh, no toy guns.
Bro. We're not getting into that.
Dude, because I told you about this whenever I sit down to design a game, I always go with like, I should make a first person shooter. And then I'm like, it's weird. That's always like my first design inclination, where I'm like, it's like, it's so easy to just make a gun. It's so satisfying. I was like, what if I like try and like, do something else? Like, I don't know. Just try and fight that. Cause I don't know. It feels like FPS is like,
it's what you play the most, I feel too. Right. Like,
and it feels like every other genre kind of grew from like, Doom basically into 3D, like when things became
Mario,
3D.
Doom, Pong, like there's different, Space Invaders, Pac-Man, like there's definite foundations for a lot of these genres, and I understand that.
It's part of like my ideation process. Though I always like, I try and like strip away, like, all right, if I didn't, ever play those games, like what would I design up? And then it's like, because like again, I always just kind of go to, this would be so easy, just throw a shooter gun at it, dude. Like.
Beat 'em ups, fighting games, Contra, were like are like kind of my just like
amalgam
of stuff like action platformers like Ninja Gaiden clearly. That's been my thing. So I'm definitely into that style thing. But the cozy game, I'm like, what I want to make something that I would play, but that is out of my wheelhouse. Just because it seems like a fun thing to tackle, right? It's pretty fun to do something you don't normally do. So that's what I that's what I thought. That's where I am. So
it really comes down. I've been looking at like chess puzzles lately. I don't know. Have you seen these?
Yes.
They come down to like decision points and then like binary decisions based on like a grid or whatever. But it's I don't know. It's weird. Like when you use like if you abstract like shooters, it's also like a binary decision of like when you're clicking a thing. So I don't know. It's like applying that to like other things of like you could look at like even like a fighting game is like almost a game of like rock paper scissors, right? And then if you don't think like first mover advantage makes a difference, then it's like all right, then we'll play rock paper scissors and I'll always go second. So it does make difference when designing like AI, designing like how you're interacting with games in general, dude, is what I'm trying to get at.
Yep.
I don't know. It's not to get too political here, but there's a lot of decision trees that you gotta make in different game genres, dude. And that's all I'm trying to say. All right, dude. I see you getting a little hot seat, dude.
No, you're right. You're right. Dude. I mean, mobile game I'm making is you're literally managing a life, so there's definitely decisions you have to do, but you have an end goal of getting your show pig judged, right? So
are you gonna be able to eat the like isn't that like Stardew Valley is like notorious, he's like no meats, only veggies?
No, nothing like that.
Right,
nothing like that. But yeah, man, I think there's definitely something there, and with this project, and the more and more I get into it, the more I'm doing things and learning parts of game design and coding and best practices that I haven't done before because of the genres I've chosen to create, right? Like now I'm doing, like multiple inventory systems, which really the only thing I ever had to do was just like hold weapons, or like key items or something. So it's interesting to make different arrays to, manage this. Doing like a pricing system and seeing what's fair and not and whatnot too. So that's going to be interesting on how I decide how much things cost, how much things go about.
Things like storage and weight. Do you care about that kind of stuff? Where it's like
no, not at this time.
Because those are all become like design tree decisions too. It's like if you have like weight to things and like you have like a certain amount of like units you can have in a storage, or you can only stack up to X amount of like
There's definitely. I mean, most things I've made have cooldown effects too, which I'll use cooldowns here too, because I don't want to have any of the mobile game things of wait a couple days or wait a couple hours to do anything, right? Like I find that scummy. And I'm not going to do
more grease for your piggy, dude.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not going to do scummy practices in my eyes. There's like I said, I want it to be something that I would play as well. So
you buy 50 kazoos to get 10 gems,
and I've stated too that I will have a pay option and an ad supported option, but it won't be invasive at all. It'll be user prompted. So
doesn't use real money, dude. He uses like whistles and tickets, dude.
right but so there's definite decisions in that, and I think deciding that when you start the game is the way to go, because I've talked to another developer actually who added that late, and it completely broke his game. It's like he's like, okay, all right, you can buy this and get some lives. Oh, you can spend $5 and have like unlimited lives and basically beat the game. Okay, you can spend like you could erase your content and then try again or something, right? And he's like, people who just pay. He's like, yeah, I made money, but the people who just paid for it, they don't play again. They beat it. So he didn't have that like continuation of just like keeping like wanting to play, right?
I've seen this with like some like idle style games where it's like the only thing they add in there is just like a prestige, which is the same thing of like this just wipes off your progress and like starts you from zero. Congratulations. I don't know. There's like a few games where I was checking out where that was it. That was like they're like they'll keep you there like idle playing the game, but like if you like watch ads or like put money into it, is like you immediately get to the end. It's like the only thing left to do is hit this reset button.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you're on second, third prestige, fourth prestige, and you're like,
yep. And that's the thing. I want this game to have an end. You know?
Is there like a story to this? Is there like you're writing Charlotte's Webs over there?
Not really. It's definitely Charlotte's Web's Charlotte Web inspired. Just because that's
does he get pigs involved, dude? Like
just watching watching it, reading it. My kids are the age where they're kind of experiencing that stuff for the first time.
Snow Babes, Pig in the City too, dude.
But also, like my wife, when we were still dating, she thought of the base idea, and I wrote it down. So I've had this idea for like a decade plus.
Yeah.
So
it's a long time, man.
So I'm like, okay, I can finally do it. I'm skilled enough to do it. I'm making time to do it. So let's do this and let's define it.
I will say, dude, like getting into like our, I got this wizard beard going on right now. Getting into our elder phase of like game, like it does feel like being a bit of a kung fu master, dude. But it's like any kind of thing I think of, like I'm like, oh yeah, I can just sit down and do that now.
Yeah.
It's not like before where it's like, oh, I have to learn these things, or like it's like you've put in all this work and like spent all this time building up like. There's a certain skill sets I've gotten over the years, dude, where I'm just like, I could make like a quick idle game, dude. Like,
what's great is when we first started like game jamming together and stuff, we'd go over to like professors, do stuff, and we'd get like mechanics done, right? Then now we can get a game done. It's just like
now we're thinking like higher concept of like the full game.
Exactly.
And then like we got on like one deeper of like, what even is a gun, bro? And why is that just a series of mechanical decisions brought like into your user's interface? Like,
so it is a interesting evolution of
just a binary decision state.
But also,
tree,
like, we're to the point where what engine do we want to use? A lot of times like, this is why exactly.
Like even like end goals and stuff. Like I don't know, like if we're doing anything for like the Oculus or the Switch, or like Xbox, like that does play a little bit more into it too. Like I was thinking about like. I was watching people simulate different cells the other day with particles, and I was like, this seems easy enough. I could probably like do something, but they're all using like Unity and stuff because it's so easy. But it wasn't like necessarily the best performance wise, But
sure.
There's something about that as like ease to use to like what and I don't know. There's no like best tool, but there are better tools, and then like you gotta like figure out where you are.
Exactly. But yeah, man. So with the final couple of minutes here on this episode, you are kind of my inspiration for the mobile game space because you've given so many mobile games a chance. And,
dude.
And
I just play a mobile game, dude. I'm not against. I don't know. I guess I tried that Diablo Immortal, dude.
Right. Yeah, you make terrible decisions.
All that still stand for, dude. Deca Kane, dude. Diablo.
What are like the top like 2 or 3 features or mechanics that keep you invested in the mobile game? Now, I'm going to make something that has an ending, so I you won't play it forever. Maybe if you want to just log in or something, but mine will have a true end. But what I just want to hear from you.
To me, like I'm a simple creature, dude. Like anything with like stages and progress, where it's almost like not roguelike, but roguelite type of features, where it's like having like losing being baked into like how you play the game, and like not necessarily like we're talking about earlier, like tied into like timers or scummy like design things, but like a well-balanced game where it's like you're gonna get up to like stage 5, and then like you're gonna have to repeat stage 5 like 2 or 3 times to like build up enough to get to like the next, or like things that can be like overcome like with skill. Like stuff like it's an auto battler where it's like if you just allow me to like stop the auto battle and let me like fight out the battle, I can make better decisions than like the AI. Like so like having speed up buttons to get through like a lot of the tedious grind part, because like whatever in your head you still like to see like that progress bar like fill up or like do something. So there's something to that, but I like just a little bit of a challenge, but also like it's more can be like overcome through casualness by like just sheer time or retries. So I think like whatever that is, it's the same thing for like a slot machine, where like you're hitting it, it's like 1 in like 15 odds of like hitting it to like win. I like having like small wins and then like boom, like 15 possible losses in a row for that big payoff of like a jackpot where you're like, yeah, I did it, dude. I destroyed the thing. I got the MacGuffin. Or unlocked something new. So yeah, a lot of like mobile games and stuff really prey on your base psychology, dude.
Sure.
Especially like when you like break down like the rewards, even like the chimes and music and stuff, and then like patterns and stuff like that. So
Okay.
I don't know. I've been studying them, dude. Like when you start to like look at them, you're like, oh, this is all kind of
It's scummy as hell, right?
yeah. And like some of the things are like designed so you'll like lose, and like the victory's like right, oh, so close. Like if I had just gotten one more wild, bro, this whole line would have hit.
Yeah.
I would have got the unlock the mini game. And then all of a sudden, boom, it'll pop up and down and be like, hey man, you can just watch this ad right now, buddy.
Yeah.
Think about that. It's like, all right, maybe if I can get this,
Yep. So okay. That does help. All right, man.
So I don't know. Like I think that's just like general for like any good game design is like simple enough to be understood by anybody and deep enough where it like has infinite complexity or whatever. But
okay. Now before we go, I want to ask
really
one
hard
thing,
to do, easy to say, dude.
Because I'm toying with this because I have the systems implemented, but I'm not sure the iOS side of it because I just don't have an iOS device and I don't know how supported it is. But in-game achievements, does that mean anything to you on mobile?
Me personally, no, but I didn't grow up with it either. Like that was all kind of late, and I always felt they were dumb.
Okay.
I know, like from the developer side, I know they're really good for checkpoints, for analytics, for like seeing like how engaged people are.
Okay.
Like you'd be like, oh, this is your first time clicking on this, so you can see how many people are like finding like a menu or an item in your game. So you're like, all right, I want like I don't know, whatever. It's like maybe you have like a costumes part for like you can dress up your like piglets on your farm. And like if they come out with a costume, like there's like a cosplay event, like the pig show. And then if nobody can even find like the apparel button that you have like in like 2 menus deep, like so you can have like you can show somebody in a tutorial like, oh, click here, now you're here, and now you can drag a different costume on your pig. And then like, all right, accept, now like go to show. That's fine, but then if they don't remember those things, so it's like, oh, this is your 5th costume, event. Here's like a thing. So it's like it's just another form of like for the player, it's like a form of reward, like drilling in something, repetition, and then being like, oh, you still know this, congratulations. For the developer, it's so like your tutorial is good, and they remember that like series of inputs that they have to put to reach a menu or an object or something.
Okay.
So yeah, if you're using it to like track progress, check like how deeply people are engaged with it, check like times. You can use it as like a reward reinforcement or whatever, dude. Like I don't know. What about you, man? Have you ever gotten like you ever been big on the achievements and achievement hunter?
I love the ones that have you play the game in a different way.
Okay, like challenges.
Yeah, where it's a challenging aspect, and
like the old Tony Hawk, dude.
In my thought is I have certain devices in the game that players don't have to use, but I could tie an achievement to using that device for a certain goal.
Yeah, collect like VHS tapes, dude.
Yeah, just showing
Spell
that there's
skate.
different ways to do this. So your talk here has helped a lot. So I'm gonna update my game design doc. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Good
I don't know. No plan. Survives contact with the enemy or whatever. So it's just it's just a design doc. They just keep changing it or like use that to like think through the problems or whatever. Like I don't know, a lot of the stuff too. Like I'll write down, then like I'll think about for a few hours. I'm like, oh, it's a horrible idea. Or like I also like try to
it really does,
kind of like what you're doing too with like research, where I think about other games that do it. Because like I was looking at this guy who was talking about web design development.
Okay.
And he was like looking at look at the top web pages on the internet. They all have like really plain shitty design.
Yes.
But it's also excellent design because it's like so Spartan. Like nobody's getting lost. You're not getting like I don't know. We joked about like last week with the podcast where I was talking about like the Jurassic Park VR user interface. Where it's like that's cool, but it's also like very unintuitive. It's kind of like physically intuitive, but like I can just click a button. Like if this is like more easier and like straightforward and like it's like you're not going to be like a quick search or like a folder system with like being like, all right, man, we have to go fly over to this other planet to like look through all the rocks that have
Google
like the
Earth
same...
VR is cool, but I don't want to Google Earth VR every time. Yeah.
Or like a real time Google Earth VR where it's like, all right, we're gonna get from New York to Washington, but it's gonna take 40 hours, and like you have to like slowly like cruise over there.
Perfect. All right, man. Well, that's been the Combo Wombo podcast. I'm Mr. Gimpy. That's Chipmunk. Like, share, subscribe. We out here. Appreciate it, guys. See you next week.
Yeah.
Later.
Deuce.